Overall rating for this book, I am gonna give it a I finally finished this book. Initially, when I picked this book up, I went to a midnight release party. When you first walk in, they had this little cardboard cutout, and we were actually kind of early, so they told us that we could just walk around and look at stuff while we were waiting. This book was really cool. It had nice sprayed edges. Ooh, this is a really cool cover also. This book is great. You should read it. This one was really pretty. I've heard of it, but I haven't read it before. And then they had some games and activities set up. This drink was really good. Hi, bestie Amanda. This was another really cool book. Again, we're just hanging out. It was pretty fun. And then the activity started. We started with some coloring. I needed to press harder. I'm really bad with color pencils, but Amanda did great. And then we stood in line and we waited for the books. We did some trivia while in line, and then they brought the books out at midnight. Ooh. We were all so excited at this point, and then we got the book. Aww. I immediately went home and started reading because I have no self-control. 12:35. I was so excited. I feel like at events like this especially, like you're just riding that high when you get home. You just have all that contained excitement. I was not even tired at this point. Well, okay. I was tired, but you know, I was gonna make it. I think I ended up reading like one chapter and then going to bed because the exhaustion hit me immediately after I started reading, but it was just so good. Here I am just Yeah, the twists and turns and the suspense, everything, it hits you right away. This book is not for the faint of heart. It just starts off with the trauma. Yep, I read one chapter and then I went to bed. Okay, bye. Right after I picked it up, I realized I did not want to read it in 48 hours. This book, let me just tell you about this book. This book is my absolute favorite out of all three of the Crescent City books. Not only visually, because this cover is absolutely stunning, but just everything about it in general. I know a lot of people really hated this book, but honestly, I genuinely think that this one was my absolute favorite. I didn't really enjoy the first Crescent City. The second Crescent City, I did enjoy it. I thought it was really good, but I just thought it was a little too long and drawn out. I thought the pacing was really good. I thought Sarah J. Maas did a really good job of separating the point of views enough to where you never got bored. By the time you were kind of like, okay, I'm done with this point of view, it was already changing point of views. That being said, it was a little bit tough going from point of view to point of view, and there still is a lot of characters, but the main characters that go from book to book have kind of carried on. So continuing the perspectives of those characters has been really fun. This book was an absolute journey. The bulk of what happened in this book, again, was in like the last 100 pages or so, but the whole book was filled with so much information. I did find myself getting a little bit overwhelmed at times, to where it was just like information dump, and then there was times where there was no information of substance at all. So that would be like one of my only gripes. I am on page 227 for the non-spoiler portion of this video. It's been going really good. I've been really enjoying reading the next chapters of this book. This book starts off right where Crescent City 2, Sky and Breath left off, which is awesome because it's so frustrating in a book when book 3 is like in a completely different area or with completely different characters, and I feel like that happens so often. I was kind of expecting it, so I was really happy when this picked right back up where it left off. That being said, it's already been kind of an emotional roller coaster. Not as bad as SJM normally puts you through, but again, yeah, I'm only a fourth of the way through the book, so I know that she just has so much more in store for me that I'm really nervous about. But overall, I had so much fun reading this book. I really love the community that Sarah J. Maas has built, and the fact that I was able to read this with all of my lovely friends. With that being said, let's jump into the spoiler portion of this video. I just got to the point where, what is her name? Oh, Celine. I think she's kind of coming to the conclusion of explaining everything that happened in the past. I am gonna have to watch like a deep dive video into an explanation about everything. Everything that she explained is so in depth, and some parts I had to go back through. Maybe I'm just not as quick with it as some others are, but it was kind of hard for me to not comprehend so much as just like keep up, if that makes sense. There was so much going on. There's different names for the same thing, so there's like multiple names, which was my issue with Throne of Glass as well. Like the main character has 6 different names. It's crazy. There's just so much going on, and Bryce being a descendant of that, I know it's gonna make sense soon, but right now I am a little bit lost in the sauce with that. Hunt and Rune's perspective, oh my gosh. It left me feeling so gutted. Which part was it? When, what's his name? Paxis? What is his name? Oh, when Baxian was eating off or like chewing off Rune's hand, when Pollux said that he was going to kill one of them, and then Hunt tried to save him and he couldn't. That was tough. There's just so much going on. And then everything with Tharian, at first I wasn't really invested, but then the fight happened. That's the part that gutted me. When Ethan went to hit Sigrid on the shoulder and he accidentally clawed her throat. Right after I read it, I picked up my phone and I felt like I was gonna be sick. I'm gonna keep reading, but I just wanted to update you guys. If you are a big Bryce Quinlan fan, maybe skip the next few seconds, because how freaking stupid! How stupid can she be? She's selfish. Oh my goodness. All Bryce has done in this book is go into Prythian, a land that we all love and care about, and all she's done is start chaos. She attracted the worm, she was getting followed by the worm, and then she drags Azriel and Nesta down into these little dungeon caves, and then there's the queen in the crystal, or the Asteri in the crystal, and then she lets the fucking Asteri out because she's so stupid. She had the upper hand. The Asteri was encased. She couldn't do anything. And Nesta and Azriel were like, no, don't do that. And she was like, no, I don't care. I can't. Are you kidding me? I've never really loved Bryce, but this has been another level of selfishness and chaos that I just cannot condone at all. Oh my goodness. I'm just so frustrated. And then they killed the Asteri. They made good progress. And I understand she doesn't want to go back to the dungeon. That's cool. If she would cooperate with Nesta and Azriel, I have no doubt they would have taken her, or at least talked to her and like gotten some more information, made some progress on how to kill the Asteri. But no, this bitch just, peace out, sayonara, going back. I'm hoping that this is, as much as I love Prythian, I hope that this is the last little snippet of them in this book, because I don't think my heart can take any more trauma to that world. That is my safe space, that is my happiness, and the fact that Bryce came in and is just causing so much chaos over there really hurts my head and my heart. So I apologize for being so passionate about it and yelling about it, but that's just how I feel. I'm upset. Thank you. I do understand that Bryce is young and she's in that selfish era, and I also see how her love for Hunt and Rune is kind of like driving her behavior. I do think it's really funny when she gets back to Midgard, how out of all of the places she lands at her dad's house, and of course he's like a conspiracy theorist. I feel like he's like a doomsday prepper. She is really mean to him, but I do think that's justified. He's he's pretty shitty. I do also think he's trying to help her and save her, like keep her safe from everyone else, because they're all hunting her and they want her dead. I don't think that he wants her dead. As much as he throws insults around at her, I genuinely think that he does love her. Obviously that's his kid, even if he has like some problems. I'm on the part currently where Lydia is saving them. Thank God. I haven't even finished this part, so if you're watching this and like something happens and someone dies as they're getting saved and you're just like, hee hee, she doesn't even know. You ever just like sniff your books? I wish this was a paperback. The hardcover is so damn heavy. Every time they mention Lahaba, even if it's in a good sense, it makes me so sad. And I know it's so silly, but every time they mention Lahaba or they say like, oh, I don't have my glasses on, everything looks blurry. He remembered the three sprites telling Bryce just a few weeks ago that their queen Erithis would want to hear of Lahaba's bravery. I know, it's so silly, but every time they bring up Lahaba or someone says, I will not be afraid, it hurts so bad. I didn't even like the first Crescent City. Lahaba was like the only character that I really enjoyed, and then her death, to me, it broke me. This is such a happy moment. It's in honor of Lahaba. She's not even real and I just miss her, okay? Rune is still mad at Lydia, reasonably so. And I'm conflicted because I love the idea of them together so much, but could also see how he would resent her. It just got to the point where she saved him, they're in the car, and he can't even look at her, which I can't even imagine the amount of emotions that he's going through. Not only thinking that he was gonna die, like I'm sure he was probably so certain he was gonna die. He was so weak he couldn't even walk in the hallway. And then for Lydia to be there and to save him, I'm sure he probably just feels so conflicted because he's still so upset with her. But then she saved his life, but then he doesn't want to like be not even in debt to her. Would he be? No. I don't think he would be. But like, would he feel like he is? I've never been in that situation, so I don't even know what that would feel like, but I can't even imagine the emotions he's going through in his head right now. And all the fire sprites just blew everything up. Blew up the spine. Things are looking up. I've been so stressed reading this damn book. Ideally, no more tears at all. I don't think I cried at all during House of Sky and Breath. This is such a immature me thing to laugh at, but I just got to the part where Lydia had to drop off Hunt, Baxian, and Rune. Lydia couldn't go with them. She nuzzled into his neck. Like, I know she's a deer, and I know it's endearing. It's supposed to be this really cute moment, but I just can't imagine how silly it would be if he's literally like, you know, hanging from Hunt and Baxian, and she just comes and nuzzles up to his neck. I'm sorry. I know it's supposed to be cute. Be true to her deer form to nuzzle into his neck as a form of affection, but it just seemed funny and silly to me, and I wanted to share. I would just like to say, I freaking knew Sarah J. Maas was going to try to kill off Lydia. I knew it. Right before it happened, I was like, she's gonna die. She's gonna die. I already know it because I was like, I'm getting a little too attached to their love story. And I thought back to TOG. If you haven't read it, maybe skip 5 seconds forward, but Dorian, if you know, you know. But anyways, I knew that they were going to try to kill her off. I have a feeling she's going to bring her back, though. She's too good. She's too pure. I have a feeling she's going to bring her back. Although SJM does like to kill off morally great characters, so we'll see. My guess right now is that she is going to come back. Okay, I knew that they were going to bring Lydia back. I did not expect that she was going to have children. Wow. I'm honestly in shock a little bit. I was not expecting that. It's getting so good. Oh my gosh, it's been so good the entire time, but I feel like even though it's slowing down a little bit, it's still just so good. I'm so excited for Bryce and Hunt to be reunited. I'm also kind of nervous for them to be reunited because I know our girl SJM is gonna do something crazy, but I'm excited to keep reading. Page 350, chapter 40. There you go. Right now, Amanda and I are gonna go to a winery and we're gonna go sit in the sun and read our books. Sorry, bestie Amanda, I couldn't just stop and not read all day. I've been home alone all day and I've just been wanting to read so bad, so I've just been like sneaking in a few pages here and there, and I feel bad because we were at the same spot and now we're probably definitely not at the same spot, but she's a really fast reader. She's gonna catch up. I'm really excited. Children. She started off capturing all of our hearts in the ACOTAR world, and it made me really upset that she was acting so disrespectful towards them. Like, I understand that she's in a new world. She doesn't really know these people. She doesn't really know how they're gonna treat her, but the fact that she was just kind of disrespectful, and then she came back to Midgard and she was like calling them arrogant fae and saying that they were like awful. I thought that that was super out of place. Not even like out of place, but just like disrespectful to the characters that we know and love, and it made me so upset. But then she kind of redeems herself because towards the end she was like, oh, these people were kind and now I need their help. Maybe that's why, actually. I think like towards the end she kind of saw that, oh, now she needs their help, she needs something from them, and that's why she started being so nice about them. I'm not quite sure. In the end, I thought it was really, really sweet when she brought her parents over to the ACOTAR universe. I was sitting on the couch and I was like sobbing, and it's just so sentimental. Like, the fact that Nesta bonded with Bryce's mom, oh my gosh, that shattered my heart. Oh, I loved reading that. That was honestly just, that was a really good part for Sarah J Maas to add. I feel like it really brought the connection between the worlds and kind of brought some of that love that you feel in ACOTAR to Midgard, and just how much Bryce cares about her actual parents. I thought that that was really, really sweet. I do think that the next book or series or whatever's going on is gonna happen in the Throne of Glass world. That is my theory, because to me, there was a lot in here that connected back to Throne of Glass. I think specifically even one of the Asteri, or maybe it was Rigelus, I don't even remember who said it, but they said they were talking about the cauldron and how there was word, and then there, like with a W, and then it was shortened to Erd, which was disrespectful to him for some reason, and then it was also the cauldron. So I think that that's gonna be the link between the worlds. The only thing is, there's only 3. So either there's another one connecting to the 4th series, or the 4th series is not gonna be a new realm. Might be a new character, but I don't think it's gonna be a new realm anymore the way that I did in the past. Or not even a new realm, but a new world, I guess. I don't know. I just feel like there's so many different ways that Sarah J Maas can go from here, and I'm really excited to see what she has in the future. I loved reading Lydia's story and her kind of character arc, how she went from being the Hind and how she explains everything with her sons. And obviously that situation is so tough and so real and raw to read about, but that was one of my favorite stories in this book, that you get to know her so well. There was a good amount of spice in this book, which was unexpected, and I really enjoyed it, but it was well done. I know in A Court of Silver Flames, it was just way too much, and it actually led to me putting the book down. I thought that it was just like tedious, and I was just over it. In ACOTAR, I feel like there was like the perfect, well, in the first 3 books, sorry, of ACOTAR, I felt like it was a really good amount. And then I haven't finished Throne of Glass yet, but there hasn't really been much. This one, let me tell you. Overall rating for this book, I am gonna give it a 4 out of 5 stars, which I believe I gave Sky and Breath a 4 out of 5 as well. And then I think I gave Crescent City like a 3.5 or a 3. I want to say a 3.5. That one was not my favorite personally. The second one was a little bit better. And then I think this one is even better. So I'm so excited for the next one.